think went wrong with the run defense?
There's a lot of layers to that question. I would say that, I mean, typical run defense starts up front, and there were some things that we didn't do that we typically do at a high level, but it all starts for us just making sure our guys are playing their right responsibilities, their right gaps, and then it comes down to the technique and fundamentals, and just weren't good enough in that regard. I don't think it wasn't like there was anything that we didn't expect. I mean, shoot, their longest run of the day, we got a nickel pressure coming off that edge, and we just don't fit it right. So, but give credit to them. We knew that they had a good run game. Dowdle has been doing a really nice job. He's a tough guy to bring down. He had a couple broken tackles, and he's just a physical runner.
Is any update on Colby?
Yeah, nothing long term. So we feel good about that.
What about Golden?
Again, he shouldn't be long term as well.
When you said yesterday that McManus is working through some things, did you mean mechanically or health-wise?
No, I definitely say health-wise. I mean, he didn't kick for 2 straight weeks, so. But that's a process working through. But we felt confident in terms of what we've been seeing out at practice and just his ability to make them, because that's where it all starts for us. I mean, and he's been doing a great job in practice, and. Unfortunately, he missed the shorter of the. I know he had 3 kicks, but unfortunately, he missed the shorter one and hit the longer one.
Will you be sticking with him?
That is plan.
What is Luke able to give your offense right now without Tucker? Obviously, we haven't seen much of him with how Tucker's been playing. What do you think in terms of where he's
Yeah,
at?
Luke's a guy that. We got a ton of confidence in, and I think his career got started off on, faced a little adversity, being in and out of the lineup with some injuries. But what he does bring is he definitely brings a vertical presence, and we're going to have to put him in situations where he can utilize his strengths.
Do you have to schematically change much with him in the offense? They're so different, Tucker and Luke, in terms of their strengths and what they do.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some tweaks in regards to just like it is with the difference with maybe in the receiver room. You ask some guys to run choice routes, and you have other guys to run the deeper developing routes, and so there'll be some tweaks in that regard.
Matt, did you get to talk to Tucker after the MRI? How's he?
did.
I mean, obviously, a season-ending injury really sucks, but how's he doing?
He's doing as good as you could ever be doing, considering the circumstances. So, Tuck's a guy that he's not going to flinch, and that's why we love him. I mean, he's a hell of a player, hell of a teammate, hell of a guy. I'm bummed for him. I'm bummed for us, but it's part of it, and it's got to be that next man up mentality. And unfortunate for him, but now other guys are going to get an opportunity.
I'm not asking this as a smart aleck, I swear. But with all the questions you've gotten about targets, is it possible that not having focused your entire offense on one guy, you're a little bit better prepared, that your spread the wealth approach might allow you to handle a really bad setback better than you would otherwise?
In terms of?
Well, like if you had made it all about Tuck and now you lost him.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, that's the beauty of having multiple guys that you feel confident in, and you just got to pivot. And like that's part of this game, is you have to adapt sometimes to the circumstances that are presented to you, and especially when it comes to personnel.
What about Banks?
Nothing long term.
Matt, when you say Golden's not long-term, is that he's day-to-day or week-to-week?
I'd say more day-to-day.
How do you get the line going the way you need it to get going, especially if you were going to be going too high and need to run the ball?
Well, there were some moments where we effectively ran the ball. In fact, after going through it, I felt better about our ability to run the ball than maybe just right in the moment. There were some times where, we got stoned for 0-yard gain or lost some yards where we absolutely have to be better in those situations. But I just think it's the consistency of which you do it. And I think that's the problem offensively right now is, I've never been a part of a game where we had 7 possessions, did not punt one time, and you lose the game. And on 5 of those, you get into the red area. So it was just a weird dynamic. And what it comes down to is our ability to finish drives. Certainly the first drive, can't put the ball on the ground. Second drive, we got, I think it was 2nd and 5. We get a false start. The next play, we get sacked. Then we get another penalty. And then that third drive was a 2-minute drive where we had 3 shots at the end zone. So, but ultimately, we just have to be more consistent when we get down there in those situations. And, you kick enough field goals, that's a recipe to get you beat.
On the 4th and 8 play, at the start of the 4th quarter, and you talked about the play call, but it's just Jordan is making time, and when he releases the ball, is he asking the only one to move over to the corner of the end zone? Or?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him specifically about that play. I think he was trying to throw a jump ball to him, and Rome got pushed out of the end zone, so he can't be the first to touch. Now, obviously, we don't necessarily want to be throwing back across the grain. Even if it is 4th down, I'd rather him throw into the side where he's scrambling to. But Rome's still got to try to make a play on the ball, because last thing you want to do is give up a pick 6 in that situation when it's still a 1-possession game. So, and if he establishes himself, somebody else touches the ball, then he's eligible. So, that was a tough play.
As I saw it happen, I was thinking, the scramble drill. You guys work on that all the time.
We do. And so does the defense. And they did a pretty good job of, that's what you're taught to do. You're taught to make sure they call it plastering, and you get a body on a body. And then if somebody gets close, that's why we always try to save 2 in the back of the end zone so you don't get pushed out of bounds. And then we always say stay off the ticks, the hash marks on the sideline, so you don't get pushed out of bounds. So obviously they did a better job than we did. And really when it comes down to that play, we didn't do a great job in pass protection on that play. Because we had an opportunity in rhythm to potentially hit Rome on that out route.
The play before, the little one to Emmanuel, was it just, did they just blow it up, or what went wrong on that play?
Yeah, so we ran the same play twice. The first look, how do you say his name, Jason? Mayrig? He's a really good player. But he was loose and soft, and we still didn't quite block it up the way we'd wanted to. And Jordan did a good job of working backside of Rome on the slant. So we thought we had something there. And then the next play, he was on the line of scrimmage, basically outflanking us. So it was a terrible look for the play.
So you said hindsight's 20/20 on the 4th and 8 call, but we were second guessing you before you even ran the play. I'm curious, what was your thought process there, and why go for it when you got 11 minutes left, you kick the field goal, you're still within 4, your defense is playing okay.
Yeah, that's always the deal. I think going into the play, it's 3rd and 3, not anticipating it going to 4th and 8, but it was a 1-possession game, and I just the possessions were at a premium up to that point. I think that was our sixth possession of the game. So I know that there's more time left in the game, but thought we had a play that we liked that potentially could score, and it didn't work out. So that's just part of the risk of it. If it doesn't work out, it's going to get second guessed. And interested. I had our guys take a look at just the probabilities, and it was like a 1% different in regards to win percentage. So not that it makes you feel any better. I mean, it didn't work out, so it is what it is.
But would you always rather err? If you're gonna make a mistake, would you rather make it being aggressive?
I would, yeah. I want us, if we're gonna go down, I'd rather go down swinging than looking.
When you're in that situation, you're stringing together a drive as a play caller, trying to come up with the right call based on the defense to keep it going, and then a big moment decision comes up like that. What's the process for you on the sideline in terms of, do you weigh that and have a conversation with anyone before to help you make that decision?
There's not a lot of time for the conversation, so yeah, absolutely. There's people that will speak up, but like I said, it was 3rd and 3. You're not anticipating the next call to be 4th and 8, but there was still a call that we liked, so immediately went to that call. Unfortunately, did not line up the right way. Felt like we showed the formation, so we popped the timeout and we went with a different play.
Could Wicks or Van Ness get back this week?
Yeah, potentially.
Couple right guard questions. Is there anything that Sean Ryan can do better on the play where Tuck gets hurt, or is that a legal play by the DN? I guess, how do you see that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough play. I mean, they closed pretty hard. They cut Sean Ryan right in the hole. It's just, yeah, that's a legal play. It's within the tight end box. So it's just an unfortunate deal. And if there's things you can do if teams are closing that hard, to take advantage of that. But certainly that was a good play by them. An unfortunate one for us, because that one obviously really hurt us.
And then, I believe it was, I know Morgan gave up 1 sack. I believe it was in that first red zone series you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And then he gives up the pressure on the 4th and 8. Do you need better from him?
I think we need better from most everybody. It's never just one person, and that's the thing about football. We can all be better, starting with myself. We got to coach better, and then ultimately we got to go out there and execute better. So I don't want to put that on one person. It's never that.
Are you at a point where you feel collectively you have your best 5, that you know what your best 5 is there, and you have them on the field, or is that something that you'll look into this week?
I think that's always up for discussion, for evaluation. Certainly, I think, competitiveness brings out the best in people, and it pushes people to be better. So we'll constantly try to keep pushing that and try to find the best 5.
Is Jaden Reed close to practicing? We've seen him start to do a little bit on the side.
He's getting healthier, yes. But would I say he's close? I mean, what is close?
How do you plan to address tight ends, since I think you only have 2 guys on the active roster right now?
Yeah, and then we have, obviously Josh. So those are discussions that we're having right now with Goody.
Hey, Matt, I know they only threw the ball 20 times, but, obviously Micah and Rashawn weren't able to have a big impact under those circumstances.
Sure.
Was it something they did, or, they got the ball out pretty quick, but what did you see?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of quick game in there. There were a couple passes they threw downfield that were pretty good throws. Yeah, it's just when you stay ahead of the sticks, then you put yourself into really well-balanced situations, which they've been doing a good job running the football, and they did it again. And what that allowed them to do was shorten the game. Like I said, 7 possessions. That's not a lot of possessions. And that was the winning formula for them.
So what's your, obviously all your guys are mad, disappointed in themselves, whatever. And now you've got a big one a week from today.
Sure.
How do you get them back? How do you both get after them for their failings and kind of build them back up so they can be ready for this?
Yeah, I mean, like that's life in this league, right? You're gonna face some adversity. Not everything's gonna go your way. And certainly we're disappointed, absolutely. But we're gonna take a look at it, we're gonna own it, and we're gonna learn from it, and we're gonna move on. And that's what you have to do, because the reality is we're 5-2-1 with 10 games remaining and everything right out in front of us. So that's the mindset, that's the approach, and that's what we're gonna do.
Do you guys need to add anything at the deadline tomorrow, do you think?
I don't think so, not necessarily. I mean, I know Goody's and the rest of the guys upstairs are doing a great job of looking for things that could potentially help us, and if the right decision is there, then I've got full confidence he'll make it.
Are you much involved in those things, like, hey, Brian, we could use X, Y, or Z, or?
Yeah, we're in constant communication about everything.